Today's video is going to be all about what to pack for your first endurance ride. So this is the kind of thing that I'd wear to an endurance ride. The thing that I really love about endurance is that you can literally pick your colours and roll with it. There aren't many rules about what you have to wear or strict kind of colours that go with whichever. You literally pick your favourite colours and literally, like I do, get everything in blue and white. So there are some rules, there are recommendations within EGB that you do wear a sleeve. It doesn't have to be long sleeve, but you'll have a polo shirt with sleeves and a collar. I also think it looks really smart. It is compulsory at FEI as well. Unless you are going to ride in a cage stirrup like this one. This one's really grubby because this is my training stirrup. I actually don't ride in cage stirrups at a competition, just personal preference. Then you can wear like a trainer or a flat sole in this. If you don't have cage stirrups, you have to have a 1/4 inch heel on the boots that you're going to ride in, and under no circumstances are Wellingtons allowed. So this is Connie, my lorry, my pride and joy, the most expensive thing I've ever bought, and I saved up super hard for, and also got a loan for her, so I love it to bits. But I'm going to show you what I pack in the front. So bear in mind that this is what I'd pack if I was going to a ride by myself with no crew. So I was driving there on the day, riding and then coming back home, and anything between 16 to 50 kilometres. So in the front I have a cool bag with all my food and drink in. Make sure as well that you've got a drink with a sports bottle that you can sip on whilst driving, so you arrive at the venue hydrated. A lot of people are so worried about the horse and kind of getting ready that they really forget to look after themselves. Also in the front I have my logbook. So this is what the Endurance GB logbook looks like. This is Aziz's. Make sure that you've got your competitive ride MasterCard. If you're a novice, this will be green. And also your ride information. I'd recommend in the front of your lorry as well, or in your car if you've got a trailer, that you have your passport. Officials are going to check vaccinations, and they usually check as you come into the venue, so it's easier just to hand it out your window rather than have to stop and go look around in the back. So that's what I have in the front. If you have a big car, you can pack most of it in the boot. If you have a lorry and you have space in the back, pack it there. When I had a trailer, my dad made me like a half cage that went on one side of the trailer that I put everything in it and stopped it sliding underneath. When I'm travelling to an event, I pack all my crew kit on the other side of the partition. So if I was going to a one-day event between 16 and 50 kilometres without my crew, this is what I pack for myself. 4 water containers. Make sure they're full. Most venues don't have a water source, so you're going to be taking the water that you need with you. I pack 1 big gorilla tub, and then 1 small bucket with a sponge and sweat scraper. We'll go through in a different video how I set all these up and what to do once you get to the venue, what to do once you finish the ride. I also have 3 different lidded buckets for the horse to drink from. So I have a sugar beet, an electrolyte and a plain water. It's because that's what I train my horses with, and these are the buckets that I train my horses with at home. So make sure you just use the stuff that your horse is used to. If you want to use anything special, make sure you've tried it all at home, that the buckets aren't scary to them, that you're not trying anything new on the day. I would also pack a cooler for pre-ride and post-ride once you've cooled your horse down. And also, because we live in Britain and the British weather, make sure you pack either a rain sheet or a waterproof as well. Also, I would pack haylage or hay, whatever your horse is used to eat during the journey. And I pack a feed to give the horse up to kind of half an hour before we leave, and also as soon as we finish the betting. So tack-wise, you don't have to have endurance tack to start endurance. You can use whatever you've got under the rules, which I will link in the description box below. As long as it's safe and in perfect working order, that is fine. This is a Z's tack, so I'm just going to pop this in. And as you can see, everything is blue and white. This tack is bespoke made by Pioneer Endurance. There's a few companies in the UK that will make endurance tack to order. Any of these bits can be in any colour. And the reason it's made of biothane is that it's really easy to wash. It doesn't sweat up like leather, so for the longer distances it's much more convenient. and also it comes apart, so the bit comes away from the head collar section, so that once you get back to the venue you don't have to swap over head collars or anything, so your horse is always nice and secure. But as I said, if you've got a leather bridle, start with a leather bridle, see what works for you, and you can always get all the gear later. Make sure you've got your stirrups and your girth. You can also pop on your saddle a water bottle holder, depending on what distance you're going to be doing. I'd recommend it. You know, keeping hydrated keeps your brain nice and alert, makes you a better rider, so I'd pop that on. Also in here is my tape, so if you've got a novice horse, green tape on the tail. If you've got a horse that kicks, red tape on the tail. And make sure you've got a way of taking the horse's heart rate. So I've got my electronic heart rate monitor and my stethoscope here. I have both because this is really good at giving me a really quick reading as soon as I get to the venue to see how much crewing I need to do. But listening with a stethoscope gives me more idea of, is the heart rate slowing, is it nice and regular, so I know how to crew a bit better. We'll come to the back of my lorry now and kind of more the stuff that I wear and I need. So I've got my chaps and boots here. I also have a GPS watch. You don't need a GPS watch to start endurance, but I would recommend having a stopwatch that you can start when you cross the start line. I also wear a bum bag so I can put my phone in and maybe a snack. I've got my sunglasses if it is super sunny. I very rarely wear them unless I'm in a mass start, because there's like loads of debris being kicked up, but you won't need to worry about that for your first endurance ride. You can either start with a friend or you can start completely alone, and everyone is kind of 5-10 minutes apart. I've got my gloves, my helmet. I also have a super lightweight waterproof jacket. It means that it's really easy if I don't have a crew, so I don't have someone to give my jacket out on course, or if it starts raining I can't go, crew, get me my jacket. This one, because it's so lightweight, it's actually a running jacket, I can roll it down and tie it around my waist. I also pack some spare clothes in case I get kind of muddy and wet out on course. And then I've got my boots down here, but also please make sure that you've got your horse first aid kit with you. There will be people around that have it. There are vets out at the venue, but I always like to make sure that I've got a first aid kit with me at all times. You are allowed to carry a whip with you, but it has to be no longer than 75 centimetres. At FEI, spurs and whips are completely banned. Across all endurance races, spurs are completely banned, they're not allowed. Again, I'll link the EGB endurance rules down below. My other top tip if you're going to start endurance riding, and I guess this would be the same for any sport, is to make sure any feed, lotions, sprays, supplements that you're using comply with doping rules. You can get tested at national rides. It's not very common. At FEI, of course, it's very common. So I have an app on my phone. I've got the FEI rule app, a endurance kind of tracking, you can watch competitions and how people are doing out on course app, and also the FEI Clean Sport app. So it's super easy to use. You just go in, and then on the home screen it says welcome to the FEI Equine Prohibited Substances Database, and all you do, look on the back of anything you're using, so take your supplement for example, and you type in each ingredient into the screen and press search, and it will come up. If it's banned, it will tell you all about it, and that's the kind of way that you can keep on top of, make sure that you're not breaking any rules without knowing. Hopefully that's helped you with knowing what to pack for your first endurance ride. I would make a list of everything you need, and then you can check it and tick it off as you go along. If you're as geeky as me, you can laminate it as well. Make sure that you know the directions to the venue, and you've got written directions as well in case your sat nav loses GPS, because a lot of the venues are in places where signal isn't that great. Don't forget to pack your lucky mascot. This Eeyore has been with me since I started endurance and has been in every crew car, towing vehicle and lorry we've ever used. Happy packing and good luck on your first endurance ride.